Alright guys, it's Simon here. We're playing SimCity 4 and we're building some sort of metropolis. Some sort of giant city. So what were we doing last time? We were gonna build some more commercial things. I don't... Maybe I should improve the quality of this city a little bit. There's some gaps in the police coverage. I know that. What else can we do? We might be able to zone more high density things. So this, I think this is close to the maximum density we can get. Not these, but that there. I think we're like one grade away, or I forgot what they call it. Like there's like eight grades from the lowest density kind of houses up to the highest density skyscrapers. And I think the way I've set up these zones is that I can't actually get the biggest buildings, because the biggest buildings have huge footprints. I think they have bigger than 6x6 footprints, the biggest ones. And I mean, they look impressive, but I don't know if I want them, to be honest, because they create a lot of problems, a lot of traffic problems and whatnot. Alright, so the environment is terrible. What is... making plenty of money. Not too much. We're actually making $8,000 a month. That's not too much. Yeah, that is... I don't know. Like, seriously, guys? Seriously? I can put in another highway, is what I can do. I can put in another highway along there. I don't think it will solve everything. Let's do that. In fact, yeah, let's do that. That means I have to demolish these for now. I think I'll keep the simulation running at full speed while I do this too, because it's not a huge problem. Alright, so we want the ground level highway there at the crossing. We want the elevated highway. Actually, no, we need one more block for this, don't we? Yeah, we do. We need one more square for that. Nope. Let me just, there we go. And then we can do the other side. No, white, no. What? Stop that. Stop that immediately. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna do an overpass, I mean an on-ramp there. An on-ramp there, and on-ramp there, that's good. On-ramp in the middle. Great. And wait a minute. Yep, on-ramps there. On-ramps, and no, actually no, I don't want that there. Let me just delete this. I want the on-ramps on the next one. Where do we get the overpass? See, I don't understand this. I can't build that there, but I can. You know, when I build the highway, it lets me do it. I think it's something to do with the. Like, it doesn't do it for avenues. It seems like. Let me just. Not there. There we go. That's a bit strange, to be honest, but okay. Right, and then we're going to extend this highway all the way to the edge of the map. And we're going to have some on-ramps there, and there, and there. There we go. And we might as well put that in for now. It's not gonna fix everything right now. Let me go to the next city and just get the highway connected to the road network on the other side. I'm hoping they'll all use the highway instead of this, but given how stupid the road, the traffic calculations are, I'm suspecting they won't actually use the highway. I mean, they already have a highway they can use, but they don't use it. Let me see this. What's going on this side? Shouldn't the highway be there? It should. So I mean, part of the... Okay, that's partly my fault, the traffic problems. Not entirely my fault. Alright, so we've got issues here. So the elevator highway should join up like that, but let's demolish that and redo that connection there, and I mean, this whole road is a problem, isn't it? And I wonder if I can manage to put a highway across there. I don't know if I should fix the traffic here as well. Maybe I should fix the traffic in this city, because it is pretty terrible, the traffic in this city. Yes, I want on-ramps there. I want a T-junction here as well. Don't really know what to do here. In fact, we might want to leave that for now. Ignore that. And avenue through here. Through there. Yes. And no, not that. Roads. Alright, let's just turn all these into roads going straight through, because the traffic here is kind of terrible. There, so we're gonna build a new avenue behind these houses here and join these up with roads, so people don't have to, they're not forced to go through that terrible congestion anymore. So like that. Wait a minute, did I? Okay, let's just build more roads through there. That should help. Did I build a road here? Probably not. Alright, so these are now roads, and this is now a road. Alright, there's on-ramp there. Let's build... Wait, we can't fit an on-ramp there? No, it's too close. Okay, I see. We wanna... I wanna try and fit an on-ramp there, though. Let me quickly demolish this. We might not be able to. Might not be able to fit an on-ramp onto this highway here. Yeah, so with on-ramp on one side but not the other, because it's not, there's not enough room on this side for an on-ramp. There. Oh, never mind. That's not a huge problem. I'm just gonna put that there and whoop! Don't delete that. Oh, actually, no. What am I doing? I can, I think, because there's that there. No, actually, no, I can't. Never mind. All right, so there we go. I think we can. Yeah. Okay. What if I just demolish one set of apartments and then join that up? That might be a good idea. Alright, more on-ramps. Now here we need to demolish something, because the T-junction for the highway takes up more room than this. Let me just see what happens when I try this. Oh look, there we go. Except now that's not gonna work there. That works, but it won't give us an on-ramp. Let's... No, that doesn't give us an on-ramp. Okay, forget... Okay, just delete that, fine. Fine, just delete it. Let's put in that. It's an on-ramp there, but not here. We might have to do some demolition. Unsuitable grade for construction. That's a real shame. That's a real shame. Okay, demolish some houses. And put that avenue there. And this is also a real shame, this traffic problem here. So once you make the problem, it takes a lot of work to fix, as you can see. But we can do this. Well, we can do this. We can do that. And we can also... I don't think it'll give us an on-ramp. Nope, don't do that. I don't think it'll give us an on-ramp. Oh no, it does. Good. That's good. Alright, so you just kind of turn the cul-de-sacs into streets that run through the whole grid. So we're turning the cul-de-sacs into a grid, and the way I set this up before makes it easy to turn it into a grid. And this is the sort of thing that doesn't always happen in the real world. As I was explaining, you know, previously in the earlier videos. You know, like developers, I didn't say this though, like developers they have an incentive to make money quickly, right? Because what developers do is they take a piece of land, they build a house on it, and then they sell it. That pretty much sums up what they do. So the quicker they sell that piece of land, the quicker they make money. And they don't really care about what happens to that place after they sell the house, because they've made their money, they move on, right? So their interest in that part of town is only for, you know, a year or two. For the year or two that it takes them to build a house and then sell the land. Let's just demolish that apartment there. And beyond that, they don't really care about the place. Whereas, as a you know, as someone who is in charge of the city, we are interested in the city in terms of, you know, 10, 20, 30 years. And whether, you know, whether the city is going to work in those terms, in that kind of time frame. Let me just so, you know, when you let a developer kind of build the land and then make the money and then walk away from it, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't help the city in the long run, because they're not concerned about the city in the long run. They're concerned about the city right now, or they're concerned about, you know, making money right now. So they build the buildings and the houses in these sort of patterns that don't make sense in the long run, but that allows them to make a lot of money in the short term. And then they leave, they sell the money, they sell the houses, get their money, and they leave, and then you end up with a city where, you know, the streets don't work after after a while. And it's not that I'm not kind of hating on developers. I mean, developers, they do their job, right? What they do is important for a city, but if you let them get everything they want, then they're not necessarily going to do the thing that is the best for the city as a whole. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Alright, let me just run the simulation, because we turn all of this into a... Okay. So you see, like, the congestion is disappearing. That's good. They're still trying to use this thing down here, like this thing, instead of the highway. You can see, like, there's the highway there that they can use, but they're choosing not to, because they're stupid, the people in this city. Alright, come on, what are we doing? Fire truck, there we go. And apparently we're running out of water as well. Water pump, where do we put them? Didn't we put the water pump somewhere around here? Or where did we put the water pump? No, it doesn't really matter. Let's put this one there. Okay. So we've still got some serious traffic problems. Let me just look at the traffic. Where is it? Commute time. It hasn't really improved, has it? It was doing this, and then and now it's doing that. Traffic, yeah, so that's still a problem. Let's see how many people are using the highway. 2,000 cars. Alright, so we've got 4,000 cars on the elevated highway here. We've still got 10,000 on the avenue, which is kind of stupid. What is that? 3,000 there. Oh, I guess... okay. Okay. And there's like 4,000 there. 1,500 there. Alright, so now even the highway is starting to get congested. 7,000 on the highway there. 10,000 there. Okay, this is good. This is good. People are using the highway now. We are relieving some of the congestion on that avenue, even though we're just kind of pushing it onto the highway. But they're not using like these. Well, there's 1,000 there, 800 there. Actually, what am I doing? What I can do is make more avenues coming this way. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. An avenue there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can add more of these. Okay, there's a mountain there. Let's just stop. But we can add more avenues there. Save and exit back to the other side. Alright, we're gonna stop messing around with that city for a while. Let's just build the avenues here. Okay, I'm gonna run the simulation. What am I doing? Okay, avenues. There. And straight through there, straight through there. And just join these up. I want to do that, even though there's nothing here. You would just kind of build the... Nope, don't build tunnels. Alright, so hopefully they use those as well. Let me just... So is the traffic changed? No, it hasn't registered the change in the traffic there yet. But so it's still 11,000 people going through that road. But I think what's gonna happen is that's gonna even out once it recalculates that bit. In the meantime, the demands disappeared again. In the meantime, I don't really know what to do here. Alright, so the high-tech stuff is almost built out completely. I will change this to high-density industrial, even though I don't think it's actually gonna build high-density anytime soon. But let's just put that there, and if they really want to, they can do it. The high-density. Yeah? Yep, okay, that's fine. That's correct. Has it recalculated yet? Nope, it still hasn't recalculated. What to do next? What to do next? There's some commercial demand. Alright, let's build the commercial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There. Okay, that's correct. I mean unsuitable. It's not unsuitable. There we go. That's suitable. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so that's as close to the boundary as we want to get with that. And we would want... I think that's too close to the boundary for an on-ramp, yeah, so we can put an on-ramp there. I don't know if we want to put an on-ramp here, because then it interferes with putting a highway here later on. We'll just put that in for now. Put that in for now. Yep. Okay, and what to do next? We want fire coverage. Sure, and police coverage. Great. And buses. Let's put the buses there, there, and there. And then some commercial stuff. Like that. Oh, we need water, don't we? Where's the water pipes? And we need power too, don't we? Right, here's some power. And water. Alright, good. That's good, there we go. Alright, back to this. Commercial, commercial, commercial. Now why would you do that? Now why would you... Right. So as usual, all the low wealth commercial stuff is moving in at the start. I just don't know how long that's gonna last. We have demand for low wealth commercial. It's just that they keep getting pushed out. by the higher wealth. Commercial. Okay, there we go. And then low density. We don't have to stick to this pattern. We will for now. It's still working out for us. Can experiment with other patterns later on. Alright, there we go, there we go. And what is that? Oh no, that's still fairly low density commercial. Oh, looks plenty of demand. Plenty of demand. In fact, there's so much demand. Actually, let's just check the traffic. Now, have you recalculated? Yes, you have. 8,000 cars there, 7,000 cars there, nothing there. Can we stop being dumb? Let's see. Traffic. Well, there we go. I guess it's improved a little bit. It's still being pretty stupid though, isn't it? Like, what is going on? Everybody, okay, I see what's going on there. I see what's going on here. They're actually going from that city to this city. They're going to find industrial jobs. Oh, I see. I see what's going on. Well, if that's the case, well, okay, I see what's going on. Well, let's not worry about that for now. We'll figure that out later. The thing is, when we if we can fix it here, but we can also build an industrial city around here, or even, you know, on the other side, and put an industrial city here, and then all these people will go there to find jobs instead of out here, and then that won't be a problem anymore. So it's not like I have to fix it in this city. I can fix it in neighboring cities. You see what I mean? There's still demand there. Good. Let's keep building.